Hi everyone. Today is day 55, I think. 56. 55 or 56. I'll make sure that I put the right day on the video when I do this, because I've been getting a little confused. Today's been really crazy. Seems like if there was a plateau that I had reached, I have gone like this a little bit. And I'm sitting in a meditation and I'm feeling all of this crazy excitement, and it's so huge that it's almost like I've never experienced it before. It's like terrifying. It's like just as uncomfortable as when you first start embracing your negative emotions. And so it was like, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know what this is. I have no idea, like, what's going on here, because today I had a really bad day. It was very similar than yesterday, which I don't really use that term anymore, bad days, because I know, or at least I know in my head, that our bad days are our best days. So, I had another day like that today, except it was like on a completely different level. It was, the day ended with me being like just not able to function, and then I went to my circle and it was the most soothing circle. I feel like I did it so much more for me than for them, and that's where all of the success is. That's where everything, that's where all the magic is. So I'm sure they really enjoyed themselves just as much as I did, because, and if they didn't, it doesn't matter, because I was soothed by it. But, sitting there and there's all of this like crazy excitement, and I realize that it's coming from this space of being able to express what, like, so much more of myself, which I have this idea of what parenthood should look like, of what, how our lives should look like, how everything should be. And I've never been able to fit into that box. And so much of what I'm doing today is allowing myself to be out of the box. And so this like surge of excitement was me opening up to unlimited possibility of who I can express, of who I can be, of like not having any idea who it is, like what kind of mom I am, what kind of person I am, not having any concept of reality, and being completely open to the unknown within myself, and allowing that unknown to come out and play. And it was terrifying. It was extremely terrifying. But I sat with that for an hour. And I don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm leaving room for so much possibility of, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of a little bit crazy. I'm not really feeling any fear anymore. I might tomorrow. That might change when everything starts, because I've been really resistant to writing my workbook for my deck, and I figured out, worked through a lot of that last night, and it was like all of a sudden the idea of what I needed to do for me to be able to create this came out, and it was like, well, duh, that's what I do with everything. And I was so resistant that idea, that concept didn't even come up. My husband blamed it on my pregnancy, but I know that it was because I wasn't open to it. And what I'm talking about is I'm very kinesthetic and visual at the same time, both of them at the same time. So when I started making my card deck, I knew that as soon as I said yes to that, it was like I knew exactly how to do it, because I can't just sit down and write out the cards and write. I can't have it all on file. I need to have a visual, tangible thing that this is what I'm creating. And so I had all of the cards all made on index cards first. And so with the workbook, I'm going to have to type up each card, and then print that out, and then actually have the workbook in a thing. So I printed out all my cards as pictures. Is that like photo paper? And then I'm gonna put them in a workbook, like as an actual tangible workbook. It's so obvious to me now. It's like, of course that's, and my husband was like, I knew you were going to do it like that this whole time, because when I was making my business plan, I made a scrapbook. Like I'm very kinesthetic and visual, and I need that creative aspect to it. And so I'm gonna get that started tomorrow. I've got the printer all hooked up and everything's all ready for me to go, and I'm really excited to go. And so I was thinking about that, and that's where that surge came from. And I had to go through all of this doubt of, I don't know how to be a good parent and be really a hard worker at the same time. And I have to open myself up to all of these possibilities of who I really am inside. And it's really, what it's doing is it's completely detaching myself from any reality of who I think I am. All of it, actually. Because I think that I have so much attachment of being a failure. And so I have to really detach myself from that when it comes to this, because I think that is a point where I really feel like such a massive failure as a mom. And I have had a few people point it out to me even. And it sticks with me every time, because it's like they're stabbing this giant wound that I feel like I already have. So, and I don't even know if it's true. I don't know. And if it is, doesn't matter, because I can move forward in a positive direction from here on out. Every day is a new day. So it's still massively terrifying to me to even conceive that there's so much possibility in who I can be as a mom, as a person. Yeah. It's crazy. Sorry. I'm just going through some deep, deep stuff. And it's a little bit crazy. And maybe this is all stuff that I've talked about before. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But it feels completely new. And I know so much of this has been conceptualized in my head. And I can express that conceptualization, that realization. And I can integrate it into my heart to some extent. But it's, every time you experience it, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And I really feel like my entire body is being rewired right now. And that surge of excitement just keeps tingling through. And it's like fear. Like there's so much fear there with it. But it's so different. It's so different than what I usually feel. It's like massively different. I don't know. Confusion's kind of setting in a bit. So I'm going to allow myself to spend the night processing this, and we will see what happens tomorrow. I might turn into some godly being that I already am. You already are. But we're disguised as humans. I'll see you guys tomorrow.